The cock had crowed 3 times before Detective Tunde Ajala left his veranda that morning. The air was thick with the smell of roasted corn and damp earth after last night's rain. Children in uniforms rushed past, dragging tin lunchboxes. It was a normal day, until the town crier's gong shattered the calm. Here-o, here-o! Mama Risi, the Ogi woman, has not been seen since 2 nights past. Any who saw her last should report to the palace. Tunde stopped mid-step. He knew Mama Risi. Her laugh, her temper, her famous Ogi that kept construction workers fed. She had no husband, just her daughter, Tola, who lived in Ibadan. For her to vanish without a trace, not normal. By the time Tunde reached the market, a crowd had gathered. Women whispered, men stood with arms folded, and some children peered into the locked wooden door behind Mama Risi's store. He pushed gently through. Move small, please. Inside her store, the scent of burnt pap lingered. A pot still sat on the firewood, covered with ash. A stool was overturned, and near it, muddy footprints, one large, one small, faded toward the back gate leading to the bush path. He bent low and touched the floor. Still damp, maybe from the rain, or maybe from something else. Detective, said Aisha, standing at the doorway. She and Kunle argued that evening about palm oil measurement. The whole market saw it. Tunle nodded. He had seen Kunle before, a tall, nervous young man who spoke too politely. He went straight to Kunle's store. Kunle was there, packing bottles of oil, eyes darting. When he saw Tunde, his hands froze. Morning, sir. I hear you and Mama Risi had words. Just small quarrel, sir. She accused me wrongly. I swear, I didn't touch her. Tunde said nothing, but his eyes went to Kunle's wrist. A deep scratch, not healed. How did you get that? From palm oil bottle that broke yesterday. Tunde looked toward the bush path. A faint smell of palm oil mixed with iron floated on the air, the unmistakable scent of blood. He followed the trail to where the bush thickened. The red earth told stories, footprints, scuff marks, and a torn wrapper caught on a cassava stalk. Then something glimmered, half buried. A gold earring. He picked it up with his handkerchief. He knew that earring. Mama Risi wore it every day. Tunde exhaled slowly. This town hides something, he murmured, and it's not just palm oil. He turned back toward the market. Somewhere, among the faces staring at him, someone knew more than they were saying. Evening fell quietly over Alkeru, the kind of calm that comes before a storm. The market had emptied. Only the croaking of frogs and the rustle of palm leaves filled the air. Detective Tunde Ajala walked alone down the narrow path behind the market, the same path where the footprints had led. He carried a small torchlight, its weak beam dancing over the red soil. Every few steps he bent to study the ground, noting the marks, one large set of footprints and another faint, smaller one, maybe a woman's. The path curved toward the river, where women fetched water and washed clothes by day. Now it was silent. The moonlight shimmered on the water's surface, broken only by a single wooden basin floating lazily near the bank. Tunde's light caught something. He crouched. A torn piece of cloth, the same pattern as Mama Risi's wrapper. He picked it up carefully, his heart tightening. Near it, the mud was darker, disturbed, as if something heavy had been dragged. He heard a twig snap behind him. He turned quickly. Who's there? A figure stepped from the shadows. It was Officer Bamidele, young, uniform untucked, breathing hard. Sir, Chief Odebeyi sent me. He said you should stop this search for now. The elders will handle it. Tunde straightened slowly. The elders? He asked. Yes, sir. They said maybe it's a spiritual matter. They want to consult the oracle tomorrow. Tunde's voice hardened. So a woman vanishes, and the best they can do is pour palm wine for the gods? Bamidele shifted nervously. Sir, you know how things are here. People fear talking when it concerns the chief. Tunde's eyes narrowed. What do you mean when it concerns the chief? The young officer swallowed. Sir, I shouldn't say, but Mama Risi used to cook for the chief's visitors. Some say she overheard things she shouldn't have. 2 nights before she disappeared, she went to the palace after dark. A chill went through Tunde. The palace. That was where the trail truly led. He pocketed the cloth and started back toward the village. If the elders want to handle it, let them, but I'll find the truth before the oracle does. The palace courtyard buzzed with early visitors. Chief Odebeyi, the town's ruler, sat beneath the mango tree, wearing a white agbada and a frown that never left his face. Tunde bowed respectfully. Detective Ajala, the chief said coldly, "We appreciate your concern, but this case is sensitive. You know how people talk." "I only care about the missing woman, sir, and I believe she was here the night she disappeared." The chief's eyes flickered briefly, then he laughed. "Haha, rumors, market gossip. You should not build your work on women's tongues." Tunde smiled faintly. "Sometimes women's tongues tell the truth faster than drums, sir." Silence. Then the chief's tone hardened. "Ajala, leave this matter, for your own good." Tunde bowed again, but as he turned to leave, he noticed something behind the chief's chair. A small calabash half hidden under a stool, and on it a familiar mark, the same charcoal circle drawn on Mamarisi's stall wall. The detective walked away slowly, his mind racing. The chief wanted silence, the police feared him, and the town was pretending nothing had happened. Only one person might dare to talk. Tola, Mamarisi's daughter. It was time to find her.